talking about using properties of parallelograms. This is chapter 7, section 2. And so when I talk about parallelograms, it's a quadrilateral, both pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. And what we can do is we're going to talk about the properties of the parallelograms. Opposite sides are congruent on parallelograms. Opposite angles are congruent. Consecutive angles are supplementary, and diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals bisect each other. So we're going to take these properties and we're going to use them to solve for some different things. So first of all, I say PQRS is a parallelogram. Find the values of x and y. Well, if we use our properties for a parallelogram, opposite sides are congruent. So if we solve for x, x is equal to 7, and y is equal to 10. Now, if we look at the bottom one, a plus 2 is going to equal 12. We can just solve for that, so a will equal 10, and then b will equal 5. So opposite sides of parallelograms are going to be congruent. Let's look at our next one. We have a parallelogram again. We're going to find the angles of the measures below. If we look at this, if we're looking for angle S, well, we have angle P, and angle P and angle S are consecutive angles, and consecutive angles are equal to 180 degrees. So I can say 180 minus 70, and I get 110. So I now know that that is 110 degrees. So consecutive angles are 180 degrees if they lie on the same line. So S is 110 degrees. Angle R, well, angle R is opposite of angle P, and opposite angles are congruent. So this one's going to be 70 degrees. All right, let's do a couple more of these. If we look at this, once again, we have all parallelograms. We're finding the value of x, and 3x and 120 degrees, these are consecutive angles, and consecutive angles are always 180 degrees, so we can say that 3x plus 120 is equal to 180 degrees. And now we can solve. 3x is equal to 60, x is equal to 20. Next up, if we're solving for x, we notice that these two angles are opposite, and opposite angles are congruent. So we can set these equal to each other. 4x minus 9 is equal to 3x plus 18. We can solve. I'm going to subtract the 3x. X minus 9 equals 18. Add the 9. X is equal to 27. So we've got to know our properties of our parallelograms. Our very last one is we're finding the value of x and y. And what we see here are the diagonals. And we saw on our property list that diagonals bisect each other. So that means this diagonal is being bisected by the other diagonal, so that means that these two pieces are congruent to each other because a bisector cuts that segment into two equal parts. So we can say that x minus 2 is equal to 20, so x is 22, and that y, 5y, is equal to 10, so y is 2.